anime has without a doubt become mainstream, and if you aren't watching anime yet, you're missing out, big time. But fret not, in this video I'll tell you about 5 shows that'll make your entry to the colorful world of anime so easy, you'll only notice you've become obsessed when it's already too late. No matter what genre you're interested in. Here we go. If you come from a point of only ever having watched live action shows and movies, stories with thrilling plots that aren't too crazy and take place in an everyday setting, the perfect starter anime for you is Bokudakegai Naimachi, also called Erased. Erased is a psychological mystery drama, telling the story of Satoru. College student Satoru returns to his kid self with the mission to avert a tragedy in the present. In order to do that, he seemingly needs to prevent one of his elementary school classmates from being murdered. But how did she even die exactly? What can a child do about it? And how is this murder case related to Satoru's life 18 years in the future? Over the course of just 12 episodes, a convenient length for someone who's new to anime, the show will take you on an emotional rollercoaster ride. Confusion, happiness, sadness, and fear. Pure thrill every minute of the way. You won't be able to stop yourself from binging Erased in one sitting, because of the captivating way the show does not shy away from portraying raw emotion. The pure contrast between the love and hope people can give each other and the cruelty they can put each other through makes this show so special. And with a rating of 8.31, not undeservedly, one of the most relevant anime to this day. As mentioned before, nothing too crazy awaits you here. Erased is a prime example for the fact that there are anime that aren't at all like this. Unlike other shows that are liked because they are especially unhinged or have the best animation, Erased is good because its plot is good. But should you be interested in something a little more different from the real life, like an otherworldly adventure, fantastic creatures, magic and cool fights, you should try Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. This show is often credited as one of the first isekai stories ever. The life of a 34-year-old shut-in abruptly comes to an end. Fortunately, he gets another shot at life, being reborn in another world. His biggest advantage, despite literally being reborn as a baby, he still has the memories of his past life that inspire him to make the most of his second chance. Thus begins his great adventure of mastering magic, fighting his way through life, and conquering his past trauma. Sounds great, but why should you watch Mushoku Tensei and not the thousands of other isekai shows that came after it? Just because it came first? The fact that the original manga and novels came first chronologically is not what makes the anime better. It's the best adventure and isekai story because it has everything. Every other isekai story took an aspect of Mushoku Tensei and focused on that. But Jobless Reincarnation combines all the great things. In comparison, sure, you can watch or read Harry Potter, Star Wars and Game of Thrones, but you can also just watch and read The Lord of the Rings, the sum of each of the other three's greatness. Mushoku Tensei is not as superficial as other shows out there that are focusing on a single plotline and end goal. While watching the show, this new world is carefully built with every episode, paying attention to so many details. Different languages, different cultures, personal drama, political influences, and an abundance of lore that even connects to the current events. Not to mention that the characters are all beautifully written, offering you as the viewer the possibility to develop a real bond to them. Mushoku Tensei is not just an adventure show, it will take you along on the adventure, and in my opinion, those are the best kinds of shows. I know, beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. For some of you, the best type of show is the one that has you rolling on the floor with laughter, or love stories. Should you be looking for a rom-com anime, your search will end at Kaguyasama wa Kokura Setai, Love is War. Shirogane Miyuki and Shinomiya Kaguya, president and vice president of their school student council respectively, are head over heels for each other. But due to being regarded as the perfect human beings by the rest of the student body, they cannot confess their feelings to the other. After all, confessing your love equals making yourself weak and vulnerable. Neither of them intending to lose face, their epic battle of love begins, as they attempt to drive the other into confessing first. A great amount of romance, a fresh and new concept, and great humor. That's Kaguyasama. Each character has their own quirky and adorable sides that, upon meeting the others, lead to hilarious interactions, despite the events being everyday events, like playing games, planning a trip, etc. The great thing about the show for beginners is that it can teach you to appreciate the Japanese audio and be willing to watch shows with subtitles, should you fear that they take away fun from the watching experience. They don't. The Japanese voice actors put their everything into this piece of media, thereby pushing the already great comedy to even higher levels. Moreover, if you're not ready yet to commit yourself to an anime with a real story you would feel the need to follow through with, due to being a comedy anime, Kaguya-sama's umbrella plot is only advancing gradually, giving you the opportunity to enjoy the show whenever you like. You can binge it, but you can also use it as light entertainment whenever you feel like it, because there is no serious plotline you could end up losing track of. By the way, if you're not convinced yet to try this show, for whatever reason, Kaguya-sama is the source of many popular memes. A memeable show is always a great one. So, while Kaguya-sama, for example, is extraordinary in a few ways, there are other shows that are pretty standard, sticking to concepts that have been successful before, and still turn out to be amazing. One of these shows is Kimetsu no Yaiba, or Demon Slayer. Set in Japan's Taisho era, one fateful night, the family of the young Kamado Tanjiro is brutally murdered by a demon, invincible man-eating monsters. To make things even worse, his sister is turned into a demon, but somehow his sister is different and can restrain herself from devouring humans. The two of them join the Demon Slayer Corps in its mission to erase all the demons and taking down the Demon King. As you can see, the plot sounds simple. It is. And for that reason, many claim Demon Slayer is only popular because of the animation quality. I get where this is coming from, but I don't agree. Simplicity is not necessarily a weakness if the media is not aiming for complexity and originality. Demon Slayer's greatness lies in the way it is repeating what other shows have already done and executing it better. Overlooking the lack of originality, there is very little one can criticize about the show. What makes it the perfect entry to anime as a whole, and the shonen genre specifically. The show ticks all the boxes that make a great shonen anime, without overdoing it and becoming an annoyingly stereotypical anime, which sometimes drive people interested in anime away. In every possible aspect, Demon Slayer will give you a good grip of the potential fascination anime can awaken in you. Great score, great art style and animation, cool fights, passionate emotion, willpower, interesting characters. After you have seen Demon Slayer, good in all these categories, you will want to see anime that aren't all-rounders, but rather excel in certain aspects. Like for example, this next recommendation. You've probably heard of it, Death Note. A beginner anime list without Death Note on it is not a good list, because this show is appreciated universally, even by people who do not like any other anime. One day, teenage genius Light Yagami happens to find the so-called Death Note, formerly belonging to a Shinigami, an angel of death, that grants him the ability to kill any person whose name he writes in the notebook. Why not make the world a better place by getting rid of all the criminals? Why not become a god, creating a utopia without crime? Growing suspicious of the strange series of deaths, an equally genius investigator, L, begins the hunt for Light. Death Note is unlike any other show out there. Not only remains the base plot unique to this day, in addition, only a handful of other shows have ever come close to creating a story of similar complexity. Death Note shows you the real meaning of plot twist every single episode. The ways Light and L deceive and lead each other on get more thrilling every time. Maybe you've watched Prison Break in the past and thought, damn, this guy's got a plan for everything. Light and L make that show look boring. On top of the thrilling side, Death Note is certainly a psychological and deeply philosophical show. It's dealing with heavy topics and displays downright psychologically cruel behavior, giving a glimpse into the depth and various dimensions of the human nature. Watching Death Note may change your perspective on life for a while. More importantly, it is proof for how versatile anime is, that everyone can find anime that perfectly suit their personal taste. Thus, should the other recommendations not have convinced you, because anime is for kids, Death Note is anything but a kids show. Once you've tried these shows, let me know in the comments what you think, and like and subscribe to get more recommendations in the future.